Hello and welcome to Producer Profile. Producer Profile is a show where we showcase some of the talented people who work behind the scenes in the entertainment, business, and local communities while making positive influences on the lives of others.
Welcome to Producer Profile. I'm Stella Winston.
And I'm Jim Hill.
Our guest today's first love was acting. It was his passion, and it's still somewhat of his passion, but he's gone in somewhat of a different direction. His name is David Matos, and welcome to Producer Profile.
It's good to be here.
Okay.
When did you first start acting?
I guess every artist has its beginning in church.
In church, all right. Okay.
So we started, I was invited to do a couple of skits in church, one-act skits, and people were complimenting me about my easygoing with the audience and on stage, and I guess that developed the passion of becoming an actor.
Okay.
Did
you go to school after that for acting?
Unfortunately, no. My acting, per se, skills, I would say inborn. Although I had personal training, but not, going to school to earn the title or pursue in that respect.
Now, you had some success professionally as an actor. What did you do professionally?
Back in the 87, I tried to pursue the career. I spoke to an agent. I remember like now, I went in and I read a script. He loved the way I read and the way I went about myself, and I remember him building up my resume. Because he liked me so much.
Right.
He had me read a couple of plays and a couple of scripts, and he helped me out a lot, gave me pointers, and I started going to auditions. In fact, one of which was the Bill Cosby Show. I tried out for a certain episode, but nervousness probably took over me, and that kind of frustrated me for a little bit. And that's how it started, my career as an actor.
Wow. Okay. So they talk about starving actors, Did that idea get to you? Did you fear starving?
Not until the point I fell in love. I was fine because I knew every hard beginning, difficult beginning has its reward, so I wouldn't mind putting the time or the effort. But I guess a couple of frustration, unexpected, kind of set me back on pursuing the need of a job, and came along, the missus, and all the responsibility developed. So I had to weigh my choices for the time being.
Was she an actress?
No. She's a regular, beautiful woman. So I wasn't able to continue pursuing a career because I felt the responsibility, especially economically, had more weight at the moment than chasing that dream. Although I'm still attacked by my friends because they still say, you should have continued. It's not too late.
But you are continuing because
Yes,
you have,
definitely.
in fact, you have two plays that you own. One is called Tragedy, and the other one is called Unpardonable Sin. Now, have any of them been produced?
Yes, the Unpardonable Sin was produced in Spanish, called El Pecado Imperdonable. And that was done back in July 6th. We performed it at the main theater, Aaron Davis Hall in Harlem. We had a tremendous success. We got great personal reviews, and that led me to consider other projects.
Well, what was it about?
The Unpardonable Sin was more geared towards the spiritual aspect of life, dealing with how God deals with the sinner. What is that sin that we do that God cannot forgive, if there is one? And the Bible talks about that. So by asking fellow Christian brethren, they couldn't get me a precise answer to what that sin is. So I guess I was inspired after hearing a preacher. He told a story, so I adapted that story and I made it into a play, and we had tremendous success because people understood what's the action or what it is that it's the Bible wants to say when it says the unpardonable sin. So we had great success.
So who's the main character in Unpardonable Sin?
The main character is a family man, and he deals with a situation. He commits murder unwillingly.
Right.
It was an accident, but I guess the state where he lived imposed the death penalty, and I guess the prosecutor wasn't easy on him. So basically, I play that part, and he gets chewed up by the prosecutor, and they finally find him guilty. So he gets to the process of being electrocuted, and he dies because of that. But the message of it was that before he was processed, he felt cheated by the system, and behind that he was bitter. Now his family wanted to find a way to lessen the penalty, either give him the maximum sentence but avoid the death of this wonderful man, family man, well liked by society. And they gathered and they wrote a letter to the governor, and as a result, the governor felt for this man and issued, along with the president, issued the letter of pardon. And he wanted to surprise the person, and he went personally to deliver the letter. Now, he was bitter. He didn't want a visit from no one. Not his family. He knew he was going to die. He was bitter. The correctional officer, I remember him coming to him and telling him, "Hey, John, you have a guest. You have a visitor." And I don't want to see anyone. I told you I don't. He rejects him. So I says, I can't refuse this person. You will be happy. I told you he's coming right now. So the governor comes in. They show just the silhouette of the person, and he stops them right there. Now, I don't want to see you. Starts arguing with him. Didn't even allow him to speak or tell him the reason why he was there. So finally, the governor says, "You sure you don't want to hear what I have to say or what I have to show you? It might change your life." And he was like, "No, I don't want to hear it." So the governor rips the letter, walks away. The correctional officer comes in and says, "Oh, you excited, huh?" "Excited? What are you talking about? I told you I didn't want to see anyone." "Oh, you are so crazy. That was the governor. Right now, you were going to be a free man." Imagine how he got. Try to write to the governor, and so the second chance was not given to him. So he dies. The moral: before he dies, they allow him to say one last thing, and he says, "I'm dying not because of the murder I committed, but because of the pardon that was given to me, and I rejected it." So basically, moral, that's the way God works with humans. I'm constantly behind you. You constantly rejecting me. There's gonna come a time where I can't do anything about it because you don't want me to do anything about it. It's a great story.
Yeah.
It's a great
Sounds
story.
like a great story.
Do you know that in my college study, we call this existentialism?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And do you know, like the famous writers like Sartre and these guys, they have the same basic theme? Like
Really?
Sartre wrote the book, The Devil and the Good Lord.
Wow.
Okay? And it's always that so close, the chance that God gives, and whoop, how it slips through our hands. But, and like, what's the name of your next?
It's called Tragedy.
Sartre wrote Nausea. Okay? I mean, it's just like you guys just don't know. You need to take a little time and read some existentialism.
I will.
Okay?
I will.
And you'll see that these are men that are angry about their choices. Even Nietzsche, when you look at Nietzsche, when Nietzsche says, "I believe in his anger that God is dead," it's because he doesn't feel him speaking to him anymore. I mean, you'll see that these are people that love God, But you'll see, because just listening to your story, I mean, I was glued here, man. But where do you plan to go with all this?
Sky's the limit.
Okay.
I am planning to someday. All my work are not geared towards religious kind of. It's more geared towards values.
Right.
Family values.
Right.
Educational. So my dream is one day to be discovered, perhaps, and work at a bigger projects, and perhaps someday reach where the highest possible, probably in the regular Hollywood, perhaps,
sure.
Broadway.
Sure, why
That's
not?
the man. Why not?
So what does tragedy deal with? Is it with a specific value? Is it in the same vein as the unpardonable sin?
No, it has a different twist because we concentrate more in what happens when a family is broken apart.
Right.
What occurs when one of the pillars, the mother or the father, are not there.
Right.
Okay. So tragedy deals with that. This specific play, the mother is not there. Something happens to the mother. They are a middle class family.
Right.
The children are well behaved. Something happens and the mother falls into a coma. She's not there. So you see how the family structure starts to collapse because of the tragedy.
Does the father live up to the task, or does he fall down?
He tries, but he falls. The responsibility sometimes for him is too great to bear. And loving his wife so much, seeing her there, not being able to perform or to respond, really got to him, and he falls apart. But not suddenly. It's that process. It was a small process before. But the twist is, if I'm dying to tell you, but I can't.
Don't. Don't do that. So when it's on Broadway, it's on the big silver screen.
Definitely. I am really hoping that the conversation I'm sustaining with this cinematographer goes well. And we have a marketing agent, a good friend of mine, that is willing to talk to his people to fund whatever this project that I'm doing now. It takes a little bit of money, but I'm hoping that a miracle will take place, and that we'll be able to produce it to the magnitude that we want.
Okay, we're going to take a musical break. I think we're going to hear James Brown, Mother Popcorn. No, so we're going to have a funky good time. Okay, let's go.
I told you I could do the popcorn.
Okay, let's see you do the popcorn. Stand up.
Some black guitar, skinny legs, break a boss. I like the crowd, and when they walk, they talk loud. Sing, come over me. boss and do the house. Show everybody where you at. You got to be boss. When you do your little thing, when it's small rain, and get back, baby. Jack Matos gonna do his thing. Right on. Good Lord. Hey! Sometimes I'm feeling low. Sometimes I'm feeling low. Call another brother. Talking about Maceo. Maceo! Come blow your horn. Good God. I don't want no trash. I don't want no trash. Don't want that mess. Bring me some popcorn. Good Lord.
Watching Producer Profile, and we just got finished grooving to James Brown, Mother Popcorn. And we're here with David Matos, and he's a playwright as well as an actor, and you're very ambitious. I know that you had mentioned that you're going to be working with a cinematographer to promote your plays. What's involved with that?
Well, right now, we are selecting the location, and we are contacting, getting permits, and finalizing the last. How does he call it? He calls it the scene list, the shoot list for the location. So we're in post-production right now, and we're almost there to get the first at least 3 minutes of the production in order to promote it and market it.
How do you write? I mean, how do you come up with the ideas for the play, and how long is the writing process? You get an idea, and then where does it go from there?
The Unpardonable Sin took me less time than, because I started, it took me more time because I started writing it prior of my wife. So you get an idea. You have to have the beginning, what transcends in the process, but mainly the end. How are you going to conclude your story? So that's the most time-consuming, process before you start putting into writing. But yes, sometimes I'm asleep, and an idea comes to mind. Grab a pencil, think hard, or hear people's worry, or how can we get a solution to a situation. If you can verbalize it, let's put into an action. Let's see what we can make up to that problem. It exists within your own family, friendship, or your neighborhood. So that's how I obtain ideas, and I start writing, piece by piece until I have the body and put it together.
Well, did anybody teach you to write? Did you go to any writing courses, or it's just all just a natural?
I've read a lot of books into how to jot an idea and put it together, but not formally. No, everything comes natural. Natural.
What are you working on now?
I'm working on tragedy, and making contacts, talking to the cinematographer, and as I'm doing that, another idea is coming
That's
to mind.
what I was referring to. Like, what is your next idea? And
I'm thinking on the story that's coming to mind, and it's called Chameleon.
Chameleon. Okay.
And it's a story about a person that his family gets killed by some Central American organized crime.
Okay.
And he becomes a cop, but he's seeking revenge. Is that good? We don't know. The mystery is that he learned Spanish and to perfection, and finally mingles with this organized crime family, and they don't even know it. So he's a cop, deals with them.
So he's about revenge.
It's about revenge.
Oh, I get it.
But the twist to it is, which is the lesson, is it good? Is revenge good? That would be the development.
Oh.
Do you sit down with a whole bunch of intellectuals over coffee and just discuss values? I mean, because it seems to be a theme where you come from. Do you have a friend, do a bunch of friends that just talk about values?
No, I'll be honest with you, no.
But what is your background? I mean, you've mentioned that you have that Hispanic aspect of yourself. I know that you speak Spanish, and your first play was also done in Spanish.
In Spanish, yeah.
Yeah, what is your background? How do you get your ideas? How do you,
Okay.
Where does it come from?
Well, growing up without a father, he passed away when I was really young. My mother did a great job. I commend her for that. She was the father and the mother. And watching kids interact with their father figure, watching kids not having a good relationship with the father figure, worried me, but yet enchanted me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And my inner desires, my wishes towards my children now are placed in ideas and written down into plays.
Did you grow up here in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I grew up here. My background, not in Brooklyn, in the Bronx and in Jersey, so part of Bronx, part of Jersey.
Okay.
My family descends Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And that's where I get my Spanish from.
Okay.
But yes, and I get inspired by that, reading stories, news, and but basically inner dreams and desire. I wanted to make a change in my community, basically.
Was Spanish your first language?
Yes.
And you picked up English?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's always amazes me, because I'm looking at the Hispanic district. There's the Dominican area, and they're doing quite well on the reading and the math, and this is a second language.
Yeah. Yes, they really work hard.
Yeah, that's working hard. So do you plan something for children? I mean, are you going to work to give something back?
That's the main focus of DDS production.
Okay.
To work with the community where I live. I've noticed that Hispanics, especially youth, would rather spend more time in a discotheque rather than educating themselves, going to an opera or to a play.
Right.
So it's a hard task, but I'm trying to make a difference within the youth within my community.
That's beautiful.
We have a training program. We have producing artists, distribution also. We encourage them, if they have their acting skills, we encourage them to do so, and probably help them out in agencies and contacting people so we can get their dreams into reality.
Well, David Matos, thank you for coming to Producer
You're very
Profile.
welcome.
We look forward to seeing Tragedy and Unpardonable Sins in the
Yes, you
future.
will. Yes, you will.
And
Thank
let us know what's going on.
It's good to be here.
I'm Stella Winston.
And I'm Jim Hill.
Thank you for watching.
Boy.